ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਆਦਾਬ ਦੋਸਤੋ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਮਨੀਸ਼ ਵਿਆਲ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਵ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਸੋਮਾ ਸਈਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਅਤੇ ਸੋਮਾ ਸਈਦ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੀ ਸਿਟੀ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਦੀ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ 24 ਦੇ ਉੱਤੋਂ, ਅਤੇ ਫਰਵਰੀ 2 ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਉਸ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਅੱਜ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਣਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਕੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਏਜੰਡਾਜ਼ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੋਟਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਜੇ ਜਿੱਤਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰਾਇੋਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਤੇ ਸੋਮਾ ਸਈਦ ਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਸੋਮਾ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ।
Sat Shri Akal, Namaste and Salam. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much sparing a little bit time for us so we can introduce you with our audience. So first of all, when I was trying to learn about you and your journey in this country, especially started when you were only 12. So I saw a very awesome video on the Facebook, a little girl standing at the airport, and then your journey starts. So I also learned about you when you are living in a Queens, and you saw very hard time. The immigrant family, normally 99% of us
Yes.
goes through this phase. You started with your career, you worked at the Social Security office, McDonald's, like everybody else.
Yes,
So
yes.
what change you want to bring for the immigrant community? How you want to represent here or to represent them? Because you are also a lawyer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are also already giving services to our immigrant community. But what is the main agenda which force you to come in the politics?
Thank you. Firstly, as an immigrant who has been through the struggles, who has gone through everything that an immigrant family, a child, a father, a mother goes through, I've been through it all. And today I'm a success story because of my hard work, because of the sacrifices that every parent makes for their children. And I don't forget who I am. I don't forget my roots. And that's because you should not forget them. And today we know that more immigrants don't have access to resources. They don't have access to information. And it's a lot harder for immigrants than it was for 30 years, 35 years, because of limited resources, because of the new administration laws that have been in place to make it more harder. So for immigrants, first thing I'm going to be fighting for is respect and dignity for being who we are, immigrants. We are from India, we're from Sri Lanka, we're from Bangladesh. But just because we're from somewhere else doesn't mean we shouldn't be getting the respect. That's number one. Respect should be provided, given, and it's our demand, it's our right. No one's going to give it to us. We have to demand it. Secondly, I want to make sure our children get the best education, because that's the way for us to go upward mobility. And we need to make sure monies are being spent in our schools equally, not just certain zip codes. It's too hard for parents to send their children 2 hours, 4 hours each day. They have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning. That child is in the subway system or train system for 1 or 2 hours, then coming back another 2 or 3 hours. It's a whole day spent. We need to make sure our children get the proper education, more funding, more resources, because New York City educational system has been broken for a while. It hasn't been fixed. Thirdly, we have so many small business owners in our communities. When I go to Hillside Avenue, where there is Main Street, Casino Boulevard, or 188th Street, we just have so many small businesses. On Liberty Avenue, everywhere, even all over New York City, out of New York City, and we're small business owners. Our families are small business owners. Right now they're suffering. There are no benefits. There are no relief packages. We need to make sure our small businesses survive. The taxi cab drivers, the the tremendous struggle and suffering they have gone through because of the pandemic. They're frontline workers, and we haven't taken care of them.
When you're an attorney, and attorney only can give a justice to somebody or earn a justice for somebody when there is application in the law. If law is available, then you can provide the justice to somebody. What is the reason behind it? You are also going to that bench where the justice is created, where you can make a law or you can vote for a law. What was the reason behind it? How you prepared? Is your family behind it?
You know, I have been practicing law for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have defended individuals, I have defended small businesses, I have defended immigrants, I have helped them proactively, but our lives have not changed. We have been underserved, and we have not been looked after the way we should be. And that's why I'm running, because right now, like you said, there's an existing law, I can apply that, or I can ask the court to apply it or not apply it. But when I get to city council, I can actually make the laws that'll make our lives better for us and for our children. And that's what I want to do, because look at the number of people, South Asian people in New York City and all across New York State. We don't have enough representation relative to the number and percentage of people we have in this state. And that's a shame. That's a shame, because we understand what's going on in our communities. We understand what's happening in Gurdwara or in a community. We know what's happening in a temple, in a mosque. So we need to be there at the table to make sure our voices are heard. For example, think about it. Diwali holiday. Is it so hard to pass it? We have so many brothers and sisters who practice and who have been trying so hard for Diwali holiday in New York City. Have we gotten there yet? It's a matter of simple respect. And I want to make sure we have a Diwali holiday when I get to city council, because to me it's about being fair and treating everyone fairly.
Okay. Right now, when we saw especially the immigrant story, every immigrant say, "I have to be struggle if I want to survive in this country." Especially when we saw in the broader area, there is law says that the constitution of this country is equal to each and everyone, but the knowledge is not. Because when any immigrant family came to this country, they have to go through the very struggle. So we saw your videos on Facebook also. You was motivating the people to, okay, please go for the census. Please, you have to be noted yourself, because this is your future and this opportunity will become after 10 years. Do you think who represented us in past, they tell us, okay, this is your right and you can go by this way or this way, this is your right, you can achieve it?
You know, what I've learned is that no one is going to give you anything.
Mhm.
No one is going to tell you what's good for you. You have to ask, or you have to find the information. And people who go through similar experiences are in the best position to tell you what needs to be done. Why is census important? Why was it so important? And why did our current administration try to cut it short and was successful in cutting it short by a month? Because it didn't matter what was your legal status, whether you're undocumented or a citizen or a green card holder. All that the government needed to know that you actually live here, that you're someone, you're somebody. And even an infant, a 1-day-old infant could be counted.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And so we forget it. It's our fundamental right, because every 10 years what happens is they take a note of how many people are in this country. Based on that, they do two things. One, how many Congress people would be allocated to each state based on population. If your population went down, you'd lose a seat or two.
True.
And number two, they would allocate resources for schools, lunch programs, SNAP, highways. These are also important for our people who are living here. So it's really important. And part of the reason I'm running because I want to make sure information goes out to our community. Take for example, New York City has a MWB contracts. What does that mean? Minority Women-Owned Enterprises. And 30% of that is allocated for minorities. But do you know that only like 3% is getting utilized?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why it is. One, because we don't know about it. Two, the process is difficult when you want to get something through the
Yeah.
government. It's difficult, a lot of paperwork, a lot of rules to follow. Three, a lot of our businesses, they don't have the structure. For example, during this time, a lot of our sisters and brothers didn't get the PPP loans or even disaster loans. You know why? Because their corporate structure was not set right. And they are denied because, look, we cannot give it to you because these are the only structures we're recognizing for the loan.
I think the government is also coming with the second SITMILCH program, but people still don't know any plan how to apply it and if they could get anything or not. That's the actual problem. Let's talk about your District 24, where you are going to be look your future actually in the politics. What is the main problem of the District 24 which you want to be resolved the day first, where if you elected?
So I have three agenda.
Okay.
Number one agenda, I want to make sure there's no more property tax increases
Okay.
on the homeowners, because since 2002, the city has increased taxes, and we're talking about working class communities, homeowners who own one home or it's a 2-family or 3-family. They're using that money to pay mortgage as well as live there and pay other expenses. And taxes have gone up so much. And you know that the city and the state are in shortage of their funds. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to increase property taxes. And I want to make sure no property taxes are increased. And who's going to get affected? Our immigrants, brothers and sisters, who are working so hard. They're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. And you know how I know? Because I actually represent these people. And I know how they're earning their money. They're working 2, 3 jobs. They're not going on vacations. They are not wearing Louis Vuitton clothes because they can't afford it. Even if they could afford it, they would not, because they would rather save that money for their children's education or to buy a home or for their weddings. And so I don't want any one of us to pay more in property taxes. Number 2, education. We got to make sure our children get the proper education they need, because that's the only way for us to do well in this country.
Okay.
And if children, there's some brilliant kids, sometimes they don't want to go to colleges. You know what? I want to give them the option to go to trade school or vocational schools and still earn a good living. And third, small businesses. Without our restaurants, I love Punjabi food. I love vegetarian food. I eat every cuisine you can think of. And what's happening to our communities and these businesses? So,
Especially when we saw that any immigrant plan to come to this country, they think, okay, there is only the 5-day working culture. Saturday, Sunday is for our family, and we will be live happily. There will be more time for the family. But actually, when they come to here, they looking for a second job. They looking for an extra or working hours in the weekends. So they have to be survived. They have to pay the mortgage. This is the actual problem of the immigrant community, which was not understood by the we can say those candidates or those politicians who never gone through that life or that phase. That's actually problem.
because if you haven't been through it, if you
Yeah.
don't know your people what they're going through, if you never had to worry about food, you never had to worry about paying rent or mortgage, if you're living in a home that was owned by your grandparents or parents, if you have no bills, no credit card bills, and then so many of us, we leave behind family members where we live in a very extended family
True.
and you may leave behind parents, may behind elderly brothers or sisters, or someone is sick. You also want to take care of them because that's what you've been taught. That's what we're taught. So, yes, politicians, they do not understand, and that's what I'm saying. And you know what that means? If they don't understand our struggles and issues, they're not representing us, and that's why I'm running, because only someone who understands can represent and advocate for the needs of our communities, and that's what I'm planning to do.
Okay. So when we check with the many people who are lives in your area, actually they are your voters. They try to tell us, कि, okay, they are motivating you from the long time. He less represent us. What change immediately in September? You make your mind and said, कि, okay, I'm coming in election mode.
You know, he must have spoken to many.
Yeah.
People have been asking me to run since I became an attorney.
Mhm.
And my first passion, when I was 12,
Mhm.
I said I wanted to be an attorney.
Okay.
And I said, I want to practice. I want to practice law. I want to help people through the practice of law. For example, during the immigration ban we had in 2017, not only I went and protested, I also represented individuals through American Civil Liberties Union and other
Okay.
organizations. I went to Battery Park and protested because I'm an immigrant. My brothers and sisters are immigrants. We're all immigrants, and immigrants are beautiful. I went to Washington, D.C. to protest as well because I felt so strongly that we are being victimized. We're being treated horribly, and we should not be just because we come from another place, we speak another language, and all of us are beautiful people inside out, and we should not be treated differently. And so I got really motivated and more activated because I see things are not changing.
Mm-hmm.
We are giving contributions to other elected officials. I've done so many fundraisers for so many different politicians. I've then taken them around, and I've done all that. But guess what? Nothing changes at the end of the day. And you have to step forward. And I decided, you know what? I practiced for 16 years. I have applied the law. I fought for my clients. I need to go now to make laws. I need to go legislate because what's happening is they're making the laws and agencies
Mm-hmm.
are applying them onto us. And take, for example, the heavy penalties that are imposed on taxi cab drivers
True.
and restaurants who with so much heavy fines. You're almost out of businesses. Are you going to be doing the business? Or are you going to be dealing with all this administrative paperwork?
I think so. We also have a very negative point on that. We never make any program to teach them. Okay, we have to teach them how to follow the laws and what you have to do it. But finally, suddenly we did nothing to teach them, and we are coming with a heavy fine just to break their back. Okay, you did this wrong, and we are not going to allow you. I think if you will be elected, I hope so. We saw so many things, good things about you.
Thank you.
And when you will become to on a decision making table, please do something for your community. Do something for these peoples to teach them, to give them some good news and make some classes for them so they can learn their rights.
Do you know what I plan to do?
Mhm.
I understood what language means, what it means to understand another language. When I came here, I knew how to read English. I knew how to write. Guess what? I couldn't speak. And although I got A's in my classes, it was a horrible time for me. Now imagine someone who's coming in his or her middle age. They
Yes.
have to go find a job because they got to take care of their families. They have to go to school. And then they have to navigate information for resources. We need to make sure, and I'll make sure that important information is actively translated and provided to all of our communities, people who speak Punjabi, Hindi, Bengali, Urdu, and Spanish in my district. Because if we do not give people information, because information is power.
Yeah.
If we do not give them information, you know what we're doing? We're handicapping them. And this is a systemic way to keep people happy. Because if you don't know, you cannot rise up.
That's very much true. Actually, we saw the South Asian child who born in this country. They achieve everything. The the child who came their age in teenage, they get very hardship to get the language skills. They just passes the high school or some have a degree, and then they started the course. Somebody is going to driving, somebody is opening his own business. But for the higher jobs, we can say they have a post-graduate degrees. There is very less. So it should be because they also have a dream. They also have a right. So there should be some plan to be educated them and teach them in a proper way. So now come again on the election side. So we saw your pamphlet, especially Jamaica Hills, Jamaica Parkway Village. This is full with the South Asian community.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
how they are representing you, how they are reacting when you make an announcement that you are going in an election. There is any fundraising still so far now?
Oh yes, we have plenty because because of the pandemic we
Mhm.
can't really do in person.
Mhm.
There's been Zoom fundraisers, there have been small get-togethers, few people, and then word of mouth, phone calling, people who know me for a long time.
Yep.
But I must say the reaction, the response is very good. They're excited. They're excited because they can understand that I don't have to run. I have a good job. I can continue my law practice and I will still make good money so they understand that I am doing it genuinely because I practice what I preach. And that's what I've been doing in all my life. And I stay with my principles. And when they talk to me, when they see me, they're excited. They say, you know what? Because I'm an Omin of color, I'm an immigrant. They know what the struggles that an immigrant child has gone through, or immigrant family.
True.
They can relate, and then they see what I want to do. I want to make sure our immigrant communities are uplifted. They receive the dignity, respect that everyone should be getting. Earlier you said the Constitution says all men are equal. But when they made the Constitution, it only meant white men. And not until 1965, with the
Yeah.
Civil Rights Act, we couldn't get here. You and me could not come here.
No, but nowadays,
Yes.
as per the statement, is equal for everyone.
Yes.
But as per the knowledge, our people are far behind actually. Secondly,
Knowledge and application.
yes, true, very much. Kids and the attorneys, especially they have a very good jobs, 9 to 4 job. They have a lot of money.
I don't have a 9 to 4 job. Being an attorney, I tell you, I work with my mind and body.
Uh-huh.
I write paper. I have to get ready for court. I have to listen to stories because every story is different.
Mhm.
Every story is important. So you have to listen to what's being said. So I don't have a 9 to 5 job, by the way.
Okay.
Especially when you have your own private practice and you do both litigation and transactional work. It's not a 9 to 5 job. But you do have flexibility in how you use the hours.
Okay.
But there are jobs where it's 9 to 5.
True. So if we come to the election day is February 2nd, and we have almost have 40 days,
Yes.
kind of. So how your planning is going on? So what you are looking from our audience, how they should support you, what's your future plan for that?
So we are little over 40 days left, February 2nd. I'm asking each of my brother and sister, aunt and uncle who lives in my district, Jamaica Hills, Jamaica State, Pamanok, Lexchester, Kew Garden Hills, Parkway Village, Fresh Meadows, and part of Flushing, is to please vote for me. You can find more information about me at www.soma, S-O-M-A, 4ny.com. You can find me in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, with the handle at Soma for New York. My vision for this district is about us. It's about representation, advocacy, and opportunity. So we don't have to struggle with our businesses, with our education of our children, or language accessibility. And we don't have to pay more in taxes when we should not be. And I'm asking for you to give me a chance. And, I have people out there, myself including volunteers and others, we're out there, we're knocking on doors. You might have seen one of us. You might have seen my flyer. And we'll be out there talking to you, knocking on your doors. Look out for us. And vote for me, because voting for me means you're voting for yourself, because someone who has gone through the struggles and the successes, and we need to continue to make sure our children don't have to go through what we have gone through.
Okay. As per my understanding, Soma is not a face which you never saw in your life. She is very much active in social work. She is very much active on weekdays. You can saw her in different functions. So really, she have a roots from Bangladesh, and now she have a dream to represent our own community and every single American. So she can make some changes for our goodwill and for our bright future. So if you have any concern, if you have any information you need, you can go her website, and also you can go to her Facebook page and Facebook profile. There are so many information, there are so many nice videos also she uploaded on that, and I hope so, if possible, comment for her. You can directly ask a question her, because she is very much active on the Facebook. She will be her team will be try to respond to you on that. And I will be genuinely request to everyone, please go out and vote, because in this president election, every immigrant make a historical numbers. Okay, everybody is going out and voting. So for Soma, also go out and vote for her.
Thank you. And I just want to mention there's also early election starting January 23rd till January 31st.
Okay.
So we're going to have 9 days of early voting. So there's no excuse not to vote.
So if there is any fear of pandemic, don't fear for that, and go for the early voting also, because there will be no rush. So you can go with your family and you can vote to near the polling station. So it will be very nice for I think our community, because our professionals are coming out to represent us. So please give them a chance so they can represent us in a better way. So from our side, best of luck for your future.
Thank you.
And for this election.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So ਦੋਸਤੋ, ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ। ਅਗਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਕਰੋ, ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਈਮੇਲ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ambrella@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Shabba khair.